Hey everyone, this is Second Run Gaming. I'm Austin, and we are back yet again with Dragon Age Origins. We're about to head into some creepy-ass caves, and I just want to get it over with because I've been staring at this screen for a couple minutes, and it's making me scared.
It looks like the Shem was telling the truth, but these ruins look more human than elven.
Got a nice little leather helm inside of a cocoon. That always creeped me out when I would ever loot these in the game, just because you know that means that there was totally a body in there. Oh god, giant spiders. Great.
Let's get started. On it. This should be easy enough.
So since I have both me and Tamlen focused on this spider, he's going to completely ignore the fact that he's getting backstabbed by the other one, which is a problem, but I feel on the whole it's usually better to have both people focusing on one enemy, because you can really get yourself into some shit if you divide up your strength early on. Okay, 2 spiders gone. We're good. You'll notice on the bottom right here, I've got one ability that can stun enemies, and then I've got that little heart icon. That's going to be our health poultices. We've only got 2. We had 3, I just used 1. It's real brutal on Nightmare. We thankfully got another one in here. The second that I can make some health poultices, I'm just going to ham that shit. But until then, fingers crossed that I don't die a bunch. Yeah, let's keep wandering down this totally not creepy ruin place. And spiders and trap. So yeah, since I'm a rogue, I can detect traps. Hopefully the spiders set them off. They probably don't though, because it's their goddamn traps. Don't know how spiders can do traps, but no worries. So much like any traditional D&D game, the combat is based off of you're essentially rolling every time that you do attack. So there's a lot of misses early on, but I love having the 2 blades. They don't do as much damage together, but they do add up over time. Another thing, oh god, we got another spider. But at least the pressure plate's disarmed, and I can also stun him. Backstabbing totally does damage, so it's good to get behind him if you can.
Is it just me, or do you actually think you have
Hell
a chance?
yeah. The other thing too, as outside of combat, even though we only have the 3 health poultices, if we stay outside of combat for a little while, that will go away. Oh. Okay, so there are totally spiders over there.
Trap. On it.
I'm just gonna... Well, shit. It's fine. There's 3 of them. It's gonna be pretty not great at first. Tamlen's in a real bad spot since he got stunned so quickly. Oh, Jesus Christ, Tamlen, no. My boy. My boy! My sweet baby boy. Please heal yourself, like, right now. So yeah, especially when we're getting beat up by 3 spiders at once, it gets squirrely really fast.
This should be easy enough. On it. Let's get started. Right. As you wish.
Whew. Oh, I was a little bit worried about that one, but we got through it. We're still alive. We're still kicking it.
Trap.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, that about killed me.
I'm injured.
But I am alive. Barely. And since we're not in combat, everything's healed back up. So I think we've already been this way. I just went a roundabout way, but I want to see, yep, if there's just other stuff hiding around. It's always good to just scour every room as best you can, especially on Nightmare, just to get as much shit as we possibly can to kind of keep our warden and our buddy Tamlen well fed and happy. Got another creepy cocoon. Scout's bow in there. Can check and see. So here we've got our map. That's where the forest clearing is. We've searched pretty much everywhere. I think it's really just that section to the left now. This is going to be our inventory. So we've got weapons, This is going to be our character record, so that's just going to be a display of all of our attributes. Very, like I said, traditional D&D style stuff. Skills and talents, which I really don't pay attention to unless we're leveling up. And then you can go through and check your armor also, and everything else. We got an elven artifact, which is pretty cool. And then if I switch right bumper, we can bump right over to Tamlen. I'm going to give him a nice little helmet. He looks like a doofus, but it does make him a little bit stronger. And then we're going to just check and see his... He's got 2 weapon sets, so if we press start, he'll switch weapon sets. So he's got a longbow right now. I'm curious to see if the scout's bow's better. It's not, but he can shoot faster with it. And since we're in a close, confined space, it makes more sense to me that he's got something small like that.
It is done.
All right. Unlocked our door here. Some skeletons. Looks real promising. Very nice and good. I'm going to save because I'm a scaredy cat, and I have run into many times where Dragon Age's autosave is not good enough.
I can't believe this. You recognize this statue, don't you?
Huh. Enough gawking, let's move on. It's warm, but it looks vaguely familiar, or maybe, why should I care? I'd say it looks vaguely familiar. If he thinks that I recognize it, and he obviously does, I bet you I've seen it before.
Back when our people lived in Arlathan, statues like these honored the creators. When the Shems enslaved us, much of that lore was lost. This looks like human architecture, with the statue of our people. Can these ruins date back to the time of Arlathan?
So we've got... This isn't the time or the place for a history lesson, Tamlen. It's interesting. So much of our past is lost to us. We're nowhere near Arlathan, and this proves nothing. Very cynical. Or perhaps, but there isn't much left down here. I would say it's interesting. The elves did go through basically a pretty big genocide against the humans, and also were really, really wiped out when the first Blight happened, which we'll learn more a little bit about later, but that opening cutscene talking about the Blight, the elves really got hit hard in that too. So did the dwarves. But yeah, so a lot of their past isn't super accessible. The Dalish elves are the clan that have kind of tried to keep their traditions alive, as opposed to the city elves that very much have just integrated into the caste system that Dragon Age's lore and society has.
I'd never have guessed ancient elves might have lived here, with humans.
All right, and this looks foreboding. Damn it. I didn't notice that trap. I wish I'd noticed that trap. I guess I'm not good enough as a rogue.
This should be easy enough. Right.
Ooh.
Let's get started.
Okay. Now this does not look good for me. I am scared. I am running. And I might be dead. I have no health. These guys have a butt ton of health. Yeah, this looks real bad. I might be able to get him, but I bet you, little old. Oh, I could play on Nightmare. It'll be fine. Me is a big dumb right now, who got themselves into a mess that they cannot quite get out of. Ooh, shit.
Cannot. Stain. Let's get started, as you wish.
Yep, there we go. Oof. Oh god, I love how I'm just missing absolutely everything. Okay, one skeleton down. Let's knock this other boy. Oof. Not bad. Not bad. We've got him. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. Loot them real quick, see what they got. Oof. This place is definitely haunted. I'm a save. Again. Because I just don't want to fight skeletons anymore. And if we die in this big old foreboding door, I don't want to have to go through shit again. Hey, the game feels the same way. Good to know. Yeah, immediately a big boy.
As you wish.
I kind of want to be able to use my stun on him. There we go.
Let's get started. This should be.
Okay. Okay, this guy's a lot more menacing than he actually is.
As you wish.
And now he's focused on me, which is a problem, but he's missing every damn shot.
Get started.
And I mean, so am I, kind of, but it's 2-1. Oh, a trap. Great. Thanks for that.
Creators. What was that thing?
So yeah, since we're out of combat, this trap is hurting us a bunch, but it doesn't really matter. Hopefully it doesn't kill us, but we do heal outside of combat, so I don't think it's enough to really take us down. But I'm just going to wait, because this is a really long status effect for a trap. Okay, I think it's gone. Now, while that happened, we got some experience and we can level up. So, leveling up has a couple things. We don't have any specialization points. That's not going to happen until way later. But we do have 3 attribute points to spend. I always put 1 in Dex and 1 in Cunning just every time, just because those are the main 2 we used. I put 1 in Constitution last time, and honestly, I'm going to do it again. Just because on Nightmare, I'm a squishy bean, and I will maintain being a squishy bean for probably a while. I think I'm going to move towards herbalism as well for our next skill point. A large part of me wants to be able to coerce even better than I already can. But when we are fighting, we're going to want to be able to make some potions, so that's not a big problem for us. So I'm going to look a little bit more closely now, since this is our second time picking a talent, at what we've got here. So we've got Below the Belt. It is an activated ability, which just means it's one that I physically press in that little wheel down below on the bottom right. So the rogue delivers a swift and unsportsmanlike kick to the target, dealing normal combat damage as well as imposing penalties to defense and movement speed, unless the target passes a physical resistance check. That's pretty good. It's a nice little nudge before actually going into attacking them, because if they do get debuffed on anything, that'll be pretty nice. There is stealth, though. The rogue has learned to fade from view, although perceptive enemies may not be fooled. Taking any action beyond movement, including engaging in combat or using items, will still attract attention. If the rogue initiates combat while still stealth, the first strike is an automatically critical hit or backstab. So it's nice because I can get a critical or a backstab in while the rest of my party in the future is off fighting. The downside to it, in a lot of ways, is it's like my party is weaker until I do that. I will probably look into stealth a little bit more than usual in this playthrough, but it's usually not one I go for. We've also got dual striking, so when in this mode, the character strikes with both weapons simultaneously. Attacks cause more damage, but the character cannot inflict regular critical hits or backstab. So it's good, it's a guaranteed hit, but there are no criticals on it. We've also got the dual weapon sweep, so the character sweeps both weapons in a broad forward arc, striking nearby enemies with one or both weapons and inflicting significantly more damage than normal. So I like the dual weapon sweep a little bit more than the dual striking. Dual striking is nice though because it's sustained. It's like a mode that you have for a while, which kind of guarantees, like, since I've been missing so much, that won't happen, which is really nice in low level stuff, which is why it could be useful. And then we got 3 archery skills that I'm not even going to pay attention to because I don't care. I think I'm going to rock with Below the Belt just to give us some scrappiness. And there we go. We've leveled up, so we've got a little bit more health. We can see on that green little bar, we're already a couple notches into being level 3. So hopefully we'll hit level 3 pretty soon, and I can pick up a couple more things. All right, so this very creepy mirror is probably the main thing. I'm going to look all around it because I don't want to miss anything before whatever happens. We've got a trade manifest and a Dalish leather belt. Trade manifest, it's manifest of goods more interesting for trade routes that it describes. It's a valuable selling thing. And then the Dalish leather belt, that's always good. I don't have one right now. So I'm actually gonna, before we see what's up with this mirror, I'm gonna go in and equip that just so that I got something that we can maybe use. And also, before checking the mirror, I'm just going to see with my herbalism if I can make anything. I don't think I have enough. Yeah, I can just make a Mabari Crunch. I don't want a Mabari Crunch. That doesn't help me. It's a dog treat.
It's beautiful, isn't it? I wonder what the writing says.
The Keeper might be able to translate it. Or stand back. We can't be sure it's safe. Maybe don't touch the glass? It is very alluring. Risky. Obviously there's demons everywhere. We just killed what probably is the demon. Do not touch the glass is probably what the writing might say, or maybe it says enter. Do your own thing. I think this is something we definitely should tell the Keeper about, though, so I'd say the Keeper might be able to translate it.
Maybe, but she's not here to help us.
True.
Odd that it isn't broken like everything else, especially with that bear lumbering around in here. I wonder what this writing is for. Maybe this isn't... Hey, did you see that? I think something moved inside the mirror.
Inside the mirror? Let me see. Or get away from it, Tamlen. Or you're imagining things. Well, that's dismissive as fuck. But I do think that he should be careful. He is right. It's not broken. It's in a room with a bunch of broken shit. And there's something on the other side.
Hold on, I just want to know what it is. Don't you see it? There it is again. Can you feel that? I think it knows we're here. I just need to take a closer look.
Oh, Tamlen.
It's showing me places. I can see some kind of city.
He touched the creepy mirror.
Underground. And there's a great blackness. It saw me. Help!
Yeah.
I can't look away!
Can't say I'm surprised. 1, creepy mirror. 2, something's got to go wrong in the creepy prologue ruins. And 3, I've played it before, so I'm lying to you all about any sort of feigned surprise at all. All right, well, Tamlen did a thing, and now it looks like we're back in the Dalish camp.
You're awake. You've the god's own luck, Lethalon. You're back at camp. Everyone is worried sick about you. How do you feel?
How do we feel? How did I get here, Fenrirel? Or fine, Fenrirel, but a little groggy. Worried. Where's Tamlen? I think that would be my main focus. I don't know where Tamlen is. I'd naturally like to talk to him and make sure he's okay.
We don't know. The Shem who brought you here saw no sign of him.
There was a human? We drove off some Shems in the forest. I don't remember anything. I was in a cave, and then... nothing. I do think I should warn them about the Shems, so I'm gonna do that.
I doubt you could have driven this one off.
Well, fair enough.
He was a Grey Warden and appeared out of nowhere with you slung over his shoulder. You were delirious with fever. He said that he found you outside a cave in the forest, unconscious and alone. He left you here and ran off again. The Keeper's been using the old magic to heal you.
So I need to talk to the Keeper right away, but I do have some questions that I could ask. Is anyone looking for Tamlen? The Shemlin was a Grey Warden. What does that mean? And will I be alright? Well, he probably has no fucking clue if I'm going to be alright, so I don't really care about that. I am going to ask, is anybody looking for Tamlen, though?
Of course. Most of the hunters are off looking for him right now. But the Keeper wanted to talk to you as soon as you awoke. Stay here. I'll get her.
I see you are awake, Dalan. It is fortunate Duncan found you when he did. I know not what dark power held you, but it nearly bled the life from you. It was difficult even for my magic to keep you alive.
Duncan, is that the one who brought me back? I keep telling Tamlen that we should have come back in the first place. What happened to us? And Tamlen could be sick. I think I'm going to ask Duncan what's going on.
He introduced himself as a Grey Warden. Duncan thought there may have been darkspawn creatures inside the cave. Is that true?
All I remember was the mirror. The mirror was pretty much the main focal point there. Why listen to anything a Shemlin says? That's pretty fucked up. I'm not sure. What does a darkspawn look like? Did he not go inside the cave himself and see? Or there were walking corpses and other strange monsters? Just gonna probably mention up the mirror. But she did ask. And there were walking corpses and other strange monsters, so maybe that is a better thing to talk about.
Walking corpses? Dark magic, but not darkspawn. I know not what the other creatures might have been. What else did you find? What is the last thing you remember?
A mirror. Tamlen touched it.
A mirror. And it caused all this? I have never heard of such a thing in all the lore we have collected. I was hoping for answers when you woke, but there are only more questions. And Tamlen remains missing. He is more important than any lore in these ruins. If he is as sick as you were, his condition is grave. Duncan returned to the cave to search for Darkspawn, but we cannot rely on him to look for Tamlen as well. We must go ourselves, and quickly. Do you feel well enough to show us the way, Dallin? Without you, we will not find it.
I'm up to it, Keeper. I feel fine. Or, I don't know. Is my sickness gone? Could I simply describe the way to someone? Probably not that one. Yeah, no, I think I'm up to it, and my main goal would be to find Tamlen and to talk to Duncan, too, to ask him questions.
I am relieved to hear it. I am ordering the clan to pack the camp so we can go north. Take Merrill with you to the cave. Find Tamlen if you can, but do it swiftly.
Take Merrill to the cave and find Tamlen. Understood. The clan is leaving, and you're not interested in the ruins in the mirror? Or why do you want me to take Merrill? I think she's got a lot of shit on her mind. I'm just gonna get going, take Merrill, and find Tamlen if I can.
Go quickly, for Tamlin's life hangs in the balance.
So I could just dip, or I can ask questions about the Grey Warden now. I'm curious about the Darkspawn, and I need more equipment before I go. I do need more equipment. I am going to ask that.
Master Island can help you. Go to him and ask to see his stock.
And this kind of is the time to ask other things too, so I'm curious about the Darkspawn.
Remember that Tamlen needs your help.
Ooh, well, you know what? I guess that was really mean, and we'll learn about more Darkspawn later.
Then do not tarry. Find Tamlen quickly.
You got it, Keeper. All right. I'm a fan of, kind of diddle-daddling and learning a little bit more about the world, but obviously this is a big old Tamlin's gonna die thing. There are a lot of codex entries, though. So this is our current quest. The Lost Mysteries of the Ancients. We have to find Tamlen. So I've been brought back to the Dalish camp by a human. Tamlin's still missing. The Keeper wants me to return to the cave to search for Tamlen. The clan is moving north soon, so we have to make haste. It's just speaking to Merrill right now. We did get a new codex entry. It was this one, Elgarnon, God of Vengeance. It's a pretty decently large one, and it is secondary. It's not something that's main to the story. The Dalish Elves is. I'm going to read the Dalish Elves one. I'm going to leave Elgarnon, but again, if this is the type of entry that you might want me to read in the future, feel free to leave a comment. I'll totally read them if people want. Alright, so the Dalish Elves. In time, the human empires will crumble. We have seen it happen countless times. Until then, we wait. We keep to the wild borderlands, we raise Hala, and build Aravels, and present a moving target to the humans around us. We try to keep hold of the old ways, to relearn what was forgotten. We call to the ancient gods, although they do not answer and have not heard us since before the fall of Arlathan, so that one day they might remember us. Elgarnon, the eldest of the sun, and he who overthrew his father, Methal the protector, Fenharel the dreadwolf, Andriel the huntress, Falon Din the friend of the dead, Dirthamen the keeper of secrets, Gillanane, the mother of Hala, June, that one's easy, the master of crafts, and Silace, the heart keeper. We gather every 10 years for the Arlath Ven to retell the ancient stories and keep them alive. For when the human kingdoms are gone, we must be ready to teach ourselves what it means to be elves. So yeah, culture is super, super important to the Dalish elves. Their history has pretty much been erased in any other area outside of just Dalish lore, which is mostly just by word of mouth. Elgranan is one of the gods of vengeance. One of the gods. He's the god of vengeance. Again, we're going to find more codexes around these. There are a couple gods that have more importance in later Dragon Age games. I'll probably read those at least. We do have a codex entry about city elves too. We're the Dalish elves. That's what I'm most interested in right now. I kind of gave you a rundown of city elves also, but they definitely just kind of have forsaken the Dalish ways, which is viewed by the Dalish as not quite a great thing. So Arlathan Part 1. It's a big story of the loss of the elves. It's the fall of Arlathan. So before the ages were named or numbered, our people were glorious and eternal and never changing. Like the great oak tree, they were constant in their traditions, strong in their roots, and ever reaching for the sky. They felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Decisions came after decades of debate, and an introduction could last for years. From time to time, our ancestors would drift into centuries-long slumber, but this was not death, for we know they wandered the fade in dreams. In those ages, our people called all the land Elvenan, which in the old language means place of our people. And at the center of the world stood the great city of Arlathan, a place of knowledge and debate, where the best of the ancient elves would go to trade knowledge, greet old friends, and settle disputes that had gone on for millennia. But while our ancestors were caught up in the forever cycle of ages, drifting through life at what we today would consider an intolerable pace, the world outside the lush forests and ancient trees was changing. The humans first arrived from Parvalan to the north. Called Shemlin, or Quicklings, by the ancients, the humans were pitiful creatures whose lives blinked by in an instant. When they first met the elves, the humans were brash and warlike, quick to anger and quicker to fight, with no patience for the unhurried pace of elven diplomacy. But the humans brought worse things than war with them. Our ancestors provided susceptible to human diseases, and for the first time in history, elves died of natural causes. What's more, those elves who spent time bartering and negotiating with humans found themselves aging, tainted by the humans' brash and impatient lives. Many believed that the ancient gods had judged them unworthy of their long lives and cast them down among the Quicklings. Our ancestors came to look upon the humans as parasites, which I understand is similar to the way that humans see our people in their own cities. The ancient elves immediately moved to close Elvenan off from the humans for fear that this Quickling effect would crumble the civilization. So yeah, if that's part 1 of Arlathan. If we find more, I'll probably read into them. I also might do an episode maybe later on that just focuses on going through the lore and the codex entries, if it does seem that there's a bunch. I haven't really paid attention to how many pop up in this game, but naturally I want to do a little bit of reading, mostly playing, so we'll kind of just see how that shakes out as we go. Apparently I'm not cool enough to pick that one yet, so that's fucking fine. I'm a little mad, but no worries. I should probably get going to Tamlen. It's probably a wise move, though equipment is good. We've got Arlathan Part 2. I'll probably read that one maybe at the beginning of the next episode. We're going to talk to Island real quick, get our equipment, and then that'll probably be it.
I'm glad you recovered. Once we find Tamlen, we can concentrate on the journey northward.
Thank you for the bow, Master Island. It is light and sturdy, much better than the one I made last year.
You are more than welcome. My father made it and used it in battle against the Clane tribes.
I will carry it with honor.
Okay, may I see your Craftsmaster Island? We've got our first Persuade option. Could I ask you for a bow as well, Master Island? And I'm definitely going to do that one.
One of my own crafting, perhaps?
Yes.
It may not have a history, but you'll provide one for it soon enough, yes?
May I see your crafts? I would like to hear the story of your father's battle, or why would you give away your father's bow?
We are all the same clan. His hand is as my hand. I have relinquished nothing. It was my father who first spoke of the Vir Tanadal, the 3 ways of the hunter. The first is the Vir Asan, the way of the arrow, to reach for our goal unrelenting. The second is the Vir Borasan, the way of the bow, to bend, but not to break. The last is the Vir Adalen, the way of the wood. We are as ancient as the forests, each tree a part of the greater land. All Dalish are united in this. One day, we shall have a homeland again.
As much as I'd like to hear a story, I kind of want my crafts.
Of course. Take whatever you need.
So we don't really have gold. I'm going to sell all my junk, but we don't really have junk either. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the scout's bow and the longbow for right now, just because I'm not a bow person. And then I'll get rid of the Darkspawn shield and the greatsword too. We're definitely going to have companions in the future that use this type of stuff, but it's not me, and I gotta look out for me and my own right now, so that's what we're gonna be doing. I could wear a helmet, but I think helmets in this game look stupid, so I'm gonna sell it and suffer the consequences. I'm gonna keep the Dalish armor just because that's pretty expensive, and I might put that on maybe a party member in the future. Really what I'm trying to get at here is I'm buying poultices and maybe an injury kit. Probably just, oh god, they're so fucking expensive. We might get an injury kit. It's not super necessary right now. I think what's more important is definitely getting some flasks and some elf fruit so I can start making my own health poultices instead of having to buy them all. We can definitely sell the trade manifest and the quartz. Those aren't junk, but they're not helpful. They're jewelry stuffs or whatever that gem is, and is definitely something that I just want to get rid of. Now we have a decent amount. I could buy some of this stuff, but I think we're good with what we have. I'm not even strong enough for that weapon. So yeah, we're just going to get 2 injury kits so that basically injury kits are if we ever die, we'll be injured. So we definitely need that. And then we have a lesser warmth ball that I didn't realize you picked up. It increases the user's resistance to fire. So could be useful. We'll see. Cool. So we're going to call it there. We're going to talk to Meryl next. And thanks for watching. See you next time.